There was an article today about Kamala Harris talking to Joe Biden before the one debate she got to do. She's basically ordering her to have no daylight between her positions and his. And I completely blame him. The reason he only got to one debate is because he agreed to 2 debates and then did one of them in June, which is earlier than any debate had been done. And he showed his senility and he had to drop out. He's the number one reason they lost. But on September 10th, she's already been nominated. Okay, Joe Biden's the president, she's the vice president. You could think, oh, he's her boss. The president can't fire the vice president. When you're the nominee, you're the most important person. What you say goes. It's your campaign, okay? You can distance yourself from the president. Everyone wants you to win. They're going to go along with it. Hubert Humphrey distanced himself from LBJ in 1968. So she didn't need to treat him like a boss. She needed to distance herself. I completely blame her for it. It's not that I don't blame him. I think he should be in The Hague for committing genocide. Okay, so I have no love for Joe Biden, but she also needed to do more. That's why people liked her initially, because they thought she was going to be different than Joe Biden. And she kept saying, I'm not going to be any different than Joe Biden. And we were just like, well, Biden is committing genocide. We hate Joe Biden. We're not going to support you. People in Michigan who are Arab or Muslim and had family members over there, they just weren't going to vote for Kamala. Maybe they voted for Jill Stein, maybe they didn't vote. You can't force people to vote. Even if you think you could force people to vote, you could guilt them, you could walk them to the ballot box. It's a secret ballot. You would never know who they voted for. They would just lie to you. You got to win them over. And if the voters are saying you need to be different than Joe Biden, you need to be different than Joe Biden. I mean, she just was, it was so aggravating. She was basically like running a campaign like, go to hell. What are you going to do? Not vote for me? And I was actually, I wanted her to win, but I was depressed at the idea that she would win this way. Because it would just be like, go to hell, like you guys don't matter. Humanity doesn't matter. Genocide doesn't matter. It was insane. It was so upsetting. It was like, at least that she lost made it feel like we still live in the real world. And it's terrible. I mean, Trump's doing terrible things. And I don't know what she would have done in Gaza. It probably would still be, Gaza would probably still getting bombed into her. But overall, she would have been better in many ways. But at least we understood that, yeah, the Democrats have to be better to win. That mattered to me on some deep level. And then the idea of her getting to come back, it's no. And I'm not one of these guys who's oh, well, we got to nominate a white guy. No, just nominate someone with good policies. You got to have the policies. You got to be doing what we want you to do. You got to be caring about at least pretending to care what we care about. It's got to at least be transactional. Come on. You can't tell us you get nothing, but you got to vote for me. Come on. That's why you're